Postman, city, hood, click. Let's go.
Be very careful who you talk to, because you'll never know who the informant is, who the cooperating witness may be, and you never know, somebody who was a friend today may have been flipped the night before and become your enemy tomorrow.
About humanity, putting truth in these lines, while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray we all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is going to send you a big. Lock the door.
Lock the door. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. Be sure to click that notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below so when the dope content hit, it'll feel like the first in the 15. Welcome to the Mailroom. When you come in, take a look at your mind, examine what's in your heart. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. It's always an education. Before they had handguns, they had handguns. Man up. You can go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lives. You come right to get the truth. Get on the bus and let me take you to school. I am the bus driver. I'm here for it, guys. Man, first I want to say a couple of things I want to say. I'm sending out my condolences to Crip Mac, one of the members of Above the Law. Just recently passed a day or so ago. He was work. I had the coin caddy. He over there in Pasadena. I've been over there chilling with him. He's now resting in peace. I believe that he succumbed to his cancer. So I want to send my condolences out to his family, and also we here to send condolences to the tragic loss of two women in Compton. And we about to talk about this a little bit because we see too much of this is happening in our community and surrounding communities, and even out of state. We see, there's a lot of things that's coming up on social media where you see these guys are just gunning these women down, and I'm trying to really figure out what can get a man or a guy, or maybe they're not even men, it's just people that's pulling trigger, because it don't take much to pull a trigger, and it don't take a whole lot of intelligence to do it. Matter of fact, most people that have them really are very foolish people, because they should never be in the possession of a firearm. First and foremost, life is an echo of what you send out comes back. What you reap, what you sow, what you give, you get. What you see in others, you exist in you. And sometimes we don't know how to radiate the love, and so the love can come back to you. You have to be able to radiate love for love to come back to you. And if you stuck in certain aspects of you haven't developed mentally, and you're still like a man baby or a woman child or something, and I'm putting it mildly because I know people, they don't like certain things, how I frame things, talking about my tone, toxic tone or whatever. My tone is not right, but that's fine. I'll live with that. I want to say this, guys. Nobody is coming to fix the Black community. We have to fix ourselves. See, because all these other communities understand that our anger, our pain, our suffering, our tragedy, they make millions and millions of dollars off of that. And if we somehow don't get it together, they'll continue to do it while we continue to we'll do rest in peace. We do rest in peace instead of live in peace. And we'll be doing taco parties and car washes to bury our people, because most of our people don't purchase insurance and all this kind of thing. But and I don't want to see him get on that too much, because I want to talk about these two lovely Black queens that somehow lost their lives. Two of just a very, very despicable individual. And they got it. I don't even have to put his mug shot. They already got a mug shot of him, armed and dangerous. They put it out on the sheriff bulletin. They put his name out there. So he pretty much, his goose is cooked in that regard. And I don't know what pushed him to that edge, what got him there. But this is what I do know. Men who kill women in a crime of passion is both a complex and a deeply troubling, that these incidents often illuminate significant issues related to mental health, societal ills, and relationship dynamics and gender-based violence. That's just what it is. And we try to be, I guess, look at it not to demonize it, but at the same time, these people are demonistic. They on demon time. And when you see these individuals, you gotta like, who's raising these guys? And I'm not trying to be over the top on this, guys, but what I am gonna say probably is gonna hurt some feelings, because a lot of these men, women raised them, that's behaving this way, that's emotionally, can't control their emotions, can't get a hold of themselves. And then you got these women that's running around telling about they alpha females and all that. Only thing that a woman is masculine in is her mouth. She's masculine nowhere else. It's just her mouth. So you got these women who raising these boys as they men, and they in competition with their daughters. But we don't want to, we if we don't address all that, we can't fix the problem that we're dealing with here now. These emotional boys who's going out, who can't handle when a woman show them rejection, or a woman say, hey man, listen, I'm done here. I'm tired of you laying up on my couch with your PlayStation and your blunt, and you don't have no money coming in. All you want is social assistance. All you get is a social assistance check, and you got an EBD card. Here I am going down here to the nursing school. I'm trying to become an LVN, RN. I'm going to dentistry. I'm trying to become a dentist assistant. I'm trying to become a flight attendant. I'm trying to do something with my life besides sit on this couch and play PlayStation. So when we see these gender-based bias and crimes and passion, typically fueled by intense emotions such as jealousy, betrayal, and rage, it epitomizes the tragedy, the intersection of love and violence. That's where it's at, guys. And I hate to frame it that way, but what else can I do when you call in balls and strikes? What else can I do when you call in balls and strikes? If I'm being fair to this, I got to say that there's a problem on both sides in certain mindsets, because we see there's a lot of guys that's being raised in a feminine type of environment, so they act this way. But they're really men because they got the power and the structure and the strength of a man, but they got the emotions of a woman. Anytime a woman tell you that she don't want to be with you, or she tell you it's over and she found somebody that's better, You got to accept that. But usually these women don't understand too that they don't get no better than their baby daddy. So they got to understand that part too. So when you out here doing what you're doing and you decide to carry before you get a ring and all that stuff, understand what comes with that. Understand what comes with that. So we just lost on what happened on Central and Caldwell. So one side of the community is the Nutty Blocks, and the other side of the community is the Lantana. Either one of these dynamic individuals or neighborhoods had nothing to do whatsoever with this circumstance. Let me put that out because people are quick to assume and put things narratives out there that's not correct. Matter of fact, shout out to Woody and Nub and Hogan and all. I was just with them cats Saturday at the GS, you know. So, man, some good dudes right there, man. Shout out to them. Appreciate them. Shout out to the Nutties. Shout out to Lantanas and anybody else that's over those communities. I love all y'all because y'all from Compton. That's it. It don't matter what the title is. It's just Compton right there. To me, for me, that's just my age bracket, and that's how I feel about it. I know people have different opinions about. I'm not here to argue that nor defend it. So what happens? The young ladies get there. I think the older lady was 45, and then the younger lady was 22. And right there's a school. I think it might be Caldwell. I can't remember the school. It's an elementary school. They get gunned down, and they in a Solara, one of those. I think it's Toyota Solara. Yeah, and the older woman managed to get out the car, get to the sidewalk. She collapsed there. The younger woman's inside the car. Paramedic, sheriff department arrived, and they were both pronounced dead on the scene. And I just let me drop a little clip in here so you can get a little understanding of what happened. Just
County Sheriff's deputies are looking for the person who killed 2 women in Compton. The shooting happened in this car on West Caldwell Street and South Central Avenue around 7 last night. Both women died at the scene. Their identities have not been released yet, and there's no description of the shooter.
So both women, they died at the scene. And it's just so unfortunate, man. This keep happening within our culture and our community. And none of these people are getting the help they need because there's a lot of mental health that is not going, that's not getting the proper help or not seeing the people they need to see in order to be able to adjust and be able to live a just a normal kind of life without all this emotion and all this reactionary to violence, you know. You get a gun. Let me understand this. You get a gun, and because you mad, because you've been maybe rejected by a woman, and you decide to shoot her. God, I'm sorry. I don't know that. I'm never even. That's never even something. I never even hit a woman personally, let alone pull a gun and start popping off. But dude, you not only ruin that family, you ruin your family, you ruin everything because now, whenever they do catch up with you, maybe you might decide to take your own life. I don't know. But I know that you're in a world of trouble. And when they do get a hold of you, they put it on the bulletin. I seen the bulletin. It's what's the sheriff's name? I think it's Luna or something. He put it out saying this guy is armed and extremely dangerous. That's what it says. So you know what that means. That they're going to gun you down if you make the wrong move. If you do anything that's out of the ordinary, out of the peripheral, what they deem as safety for them, they're going to gun you down, bro. And I don't know how we get there, guys. I really don't. This is just such a big tragedy. And we witnessing all this stuff across our community. Everything has to be associated and attached to the Black community. And again, they profit off of our sufferings. They profit off of our tragedy. They profit off our anger. You think they gonna come over and fix this community? No, they gonna continue to let it happen. We're gonna have to do something about it personally. We're gonna have to take up and just, fix these young men, because again, you got a lot of women that treat their boys like they boyfriends, or treat their young men like their boyfriends. They're in competition with their daughters, and they at the clubs and popping fans, while the world is coming apart and coming unglued, and Donald Trump is doing all this mess, and they out there popping fans and doing the electric slide and what's the other, the wobble. It seems kind of funny, but at the same time, it's true. This should not be happening the way it is. Damn, this is sad. What is going on with our people, big homie? I don't know, bro. I have no idea. And then when I tried to bring light to it, as Shorty McGriff, what's going on? Scrooge Greedy. When I try to shout out to Marlena Williams, first of all, Postmaster John, when I try to bring light to it or give my opinion about it, or wake our people up, wake your name up, or you F your name up, it's like, man, they don't want to hear that. They want to hear the mess, or they want to hear, what Whack 100 is doing, or Loose Cannon. That's fine. I know both of them people are very visible on the internet, but at the same time, what do they bring to the table? What is useful? What do they do that's useful to the community overall? I don't see anything. Just days ago, and I'm gonna switch up a little bit. Days ago, I guess a day or so ago, 4Extra came back. Now I want to say this to this young man, because I think he's very talented. I think he's he's charismatic. He's very boisterous, and he's vocal about the things he do and say. I think to me, bro, you don't need Adam to do what you're doing. You have enough talent and enough esteem to what you're doing as far as content creation to do your own thing. I'm gonna go as far as I heard Adam say this, that No Jumper 22 or No Jumper is going broke. Of course it's going broke, but not in the way you think it's going broke. When I was being investigated by the feds, right? The feds had set up various locations, and they took over various buildings, and they put up their teams, and they surround themselves with all the tools they need to bring us down. Me, myself, Gangster, my brother, Pee Wee, Don Juan, and other homies that was involved in this. Whatever, how many people? I think it's like 26 people. I don't remember how many counts that was in the indictment, right? They took over various locations and buildings to bring about, to gather intel, to gather information, to do surveillance, to do all the camera work and stuff. So when we was apprehended and arrested, guess what? They packed up all their gear and they returned all the buildings back to whoever they needed to return them to. No Jumper is an intelligence gathering podcast. It is an intelligence gathering podcast. The feds no longer have use of that big building anymore. They have Big U, they have Loose Cannon, they have Brick Baby, and Count. And just think about it. S-Bone went up there, he's deceased. Little Dirt went up there, he's in federal custody. Quando Wanda went up there, he's in federal custody. There are countless of people, and I don't know how many. I wish I could find the statistics on how many people that actually went to No Jumper that's now in federal custody or is dead, no longer have been unalived. I wish I could see it or under some type of investigation. Now you guys don't have to. You guys don't have to believe what I'm telling you. You don't even have to even acknowledge it. But I'm telling you from experience that I know how this government works, and I know that they take over such situations and they take over buildings and businesses and everything in order to bring down the mountain. If the mountain needs to bring down, they're gonna spend the resources and they're gonna do the work and they're gonna put people in place to make it happen. Crip Mac, every time he went somewhere, he went to the Baby Snaps alley and whatever, and he had that goddamn it on it, he went where? He went to jail. Big Baby sit up there countless of times up there. He's been seen on camera with the goddamn it on his side. And I went to his house and caught him with these things, right? He's done made statements of No Jumper. He got more bodies than somebody got fights. I don't know how you make these type of statements on a podcast and don't nothing happen. Because when No Jumper got that building, it was in 20, right? 2020. When Clubhouse came on aboard, it was in April 2020, right? Because of all the people were sitting in the house board because of the pandemic and everything, people was finding a way to entertain themselves. So the investigation into the Big U organization was 2020 as well. To me, these are not coincidence, not to me. Now, you can do whatever you want to do with it or however you feel about it, but I'm telling you guys, some of these things are what they are. And when he announced that they went to his house, he had to do that to get some heat up off of him, because you can't keep saying that you don't have nothing to do with it or you're not involved, and these people is not. And you're the main focus. Everything that's happening to all these individuals that's being locked up is happening at your business, and you ain't got nothing to do with it? Are you kidding me? You're the very reason for it. It's easy for them to go in there at night when everybody's going and wire the whole building. Easy. He may not even know that they did it, is what I'm telling you. He may not even know that. But it's easy for the feds to go in there and wire that whole building, put extra cameras in there, put the high-tech stuff in there that nobody can see and nobody can tell. He may not even, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He may not even know that. But what I am saying, that stuff happens because that's how they operate. And the purse and the money that they spend is enormous. Enormous. So don't think that they're not going to go the extra mile to get, because again, Black people are the face of criminality, right? In order to keep feeding that monster, they have to constantly go find people to feed it, because they want society, people that's working in engineering, doctors, lawyers, nurses, teachers, people that work in all these great fields making decent money. These are the people that's going to be sitting in the jury pools, right? So when you come through there, it's going to be easy for them to convict you, and because they're going to say, he's a gang member. Gang member is a shock word. I don't said this too many times, but I don't know if it's actually registering with a lot of people. And it's associated and attached to all the heinous crimes you could ever think about or ever seen or maybe participated. I don't know. But what I don't do, this is me, I don't do, because I know the law, I know the statute of limitations, I know how the federal government works, how they use felony. They go back 15 years on felonies, 10 years on misdemeanors, and all them things that count against you. They use everything that you ever done and bring it into court. And that's how they put you in criminal categories, and you find yourself in levels, best either it's drug amounts or offenses. That's when you find out that you might be wind up in category, you say you're in category 6, level 36, life sentence. Life sentence. Ain't no arguing that, because guess what? That is the minimum. That is the minimum. And they justify it. Again, 3 strikes exist in federal. All you got to do is have one crime. You can have one drug case and 2, like they treat a robbery as a crime of violence. They treat assault as a crime of violence. But they also treat a drug case, especially if a drug case, because they're going to say you had a gun to protect the drugs. That's a crime of violence. So if they went to Brick Baby house and they call Brick Baby an extra amount or whatever he liked to use, and they got a gun there, they're going to say, yep, you had this drugs right here, but you had this gun to protect your drugs. It's a crime of violence. Nobody's looking at that. The Hobbs Act is extortion, robbery. When you cross state lines, you in effect of commerce. You in effect of the way money flows. That's a problem. But they don't know that because they don't read federal seconds, they don't read federal thirds, and they don't read the citizen guideline book. They don't understand the citizen chart. You can go right to Google and pull up the citizen guideline chart for federal inmates, and you'll see exactly what it's like, a timetable sheet. But yet we got to waste our time. I got to come back, tell you about these things, right? And then I got to go back and then deal with the loss of 2 beautiful queens in Compton. So I'm in between things. I can't just elaborate on one subject matter without tying into all the other stuff that's going on. Because again, America created the nigga experience, and the nigga conditions. But only way you figure that out is that you educate yourself. In other words, you take the lies out and you put the truth in. That education that you got in school was indoctrination. Take all that, get rid of all that. That's junk. You can't use that. Only thing you can use is the mathematical part and the science. All that history, all that reading, and all that what they had you read about, and everything, the government, the civics, and all that stuff, they confuse you with that, because it's all a lie. It's like playing Chinese checkers. Damn, that's sad. Yeah, no, I read that already. That's deep, Melly. No, it really is, bro. It really is, man. But just think about what I'm telling you, because I've seen it before. This picture is not new to me. This narrative that I'm speaking and how I'm speaking about it is not new to me. Like I said, when they folded up, they closed everything down. A lot of people didn't know that the feds had one side of the Century Station where they got a bank of computers, maybe up to 15, and they run you through there like they're running you through a child line. Fingerprint, name, they got your socials, they got your pictures, they got all the information in there, and they want to verify that you that person. They got an area for forfeiture. And they got an area. And then this is what they do. They pull bands up and put you and tell you. And they already got the CBS, they got Fox, they got ABC, whatever. All these different news medias out there waiting with their cameras. This is part of the humiliation, right? So watch this part, though. They'll tell you, oh, if you don't want to be on the camera, y'all better duck your head. I'm not ducking my head. For what? I did what I did. I ain't hiding. So I walked out with my head up high, proudly. They got my face and went, I don't know what, because I didn't see the news because I'm going to federal prison or MDCLA. I just know what they did. It's all about humiliation. It's all about discrediting you. It's all about slandering you. It's all about making you seem like that you the biggest, worst criminal there is. And that's what they're going to do to you. That's what they're going to do to him. The stuff he's about to go through, it's about to be real crazy. And that's not even counting that the people that he thought that was down for him, he gonna realize that most of them don't really told on him. Unless, depends on how good his circle was. Because again, we turned our circle into a square. That way you can know everybody that's in your corner. You gotta always turn your circle into a square. That way you can know everybody that's in your corner. Because in a circle of trust, you can't see around the corners. So, but is it really truly a circle of trust? Let me see what he says. I was just looking at her Instagram and a lady was walking from taking her grandkids to get some ice cream, and the grandson was throwing his cup. And they go, yeah, this is all the disrespect, man. It makes sense now. It does. It makes sense now. and tell me, listen, guys, listen. There's nothing No Jumper or Adam or Whack or any of these guys can tell me and make me believe anything. Now, I'm telling you, they may be naive or they may not be aware that all this happened, but I'm telling you, if the bears know that all the information that they need, whether it's from the Jay Reed situation, whether it's from the Big Baby came and he got all these bodies, whether it's from Loose Cannon and they're telling about all these extortion robberies checking in and all that, if they know this is the central information bank for where all this stuff is flowing, you think they ain't gonna do everything they need to do to extract that information, then record it, film it, and then put it in indictment form? See, again, I learned not to fight and shoot. I had to change my idea, my identity, and learn how to read and write. Because those are the people that's going to always win. Because they got trained, highly trained individuals. You want to fight and shoot? They got the Navy SEALs, they got the Delta Force, they got the CIA, they got the NSA, they got all these different agencies, ATF, the FBI, SWAT teams. And you talking about fighting and shooting? Man, is you kidding? You are not what you think you are. You are just somebody that's waiting. There are 3 yards. The one that you purchase, the prison yard, and the graveyard. 2 of them yards you should already know. I got to have me a house. I got me a yard, right? At the end of my life, I'm going to get the graveyard. But the prison yard, you don't have to go there. You can skip that. But if you playing loose, wild and loose out there in them streets, and you not informed and you information poor, then you got all 3 yards. But one of those yards should be later in life. You should never, the graveyard should never be in your 20s and 30s. I mean, I'm talking about if you live in a constructed, healthy, generally good life, and you eat good, drink water, and do all this stuff, walk, take care of yourself, go to the doctor regularly. That shouldn't be your concern, right? But if you turn in these corners, you drinking sip, you snorting cocaine, you dropping pills, you smoking weed, you drinking vodka, whatever that stuff, Cisco, I mean, maybe not Cisco, what's that stuff, tequila. You drinking all this stuff, you're doing all these things, right? And you doing it in the name of party, thinking you feeling good and all this different stuff. I know, guys, I am not exempt from nothing I'm saying. I went through that. I know it. I understand, but I now understand it, because once you get therapy and you start having clarity, and then you start seeing things in terms the way you need to see it. And a lot of times they're going to be people that's just going to without a doubt disagree with me, because they're confused. Their life is a ball of confusion. And they in a maze, but they don't realize it. When your eyes become open and your soul becomes accessible to the frequencies that in the dials that you're supposed to be on, and you live into what God intended you to be, it is an incredible thing. I see things sometimes and hear some things and come across things when I'm doing my readings and doing my study, like 2 and 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning is some of the best times, because it is so much clear, it's quiet, and you just, you start absorbing things, and you put on a little jazz, some Sweet Sunday or something, some Earl Clue, some Westmont, whatever you listen to, whatever you listen to, and you get into some sides, and you start taking in all this information. You start reading like the book the church don't want you to read, and you realize that King James wrote a version of the Bible, and he wrote demonology. He was on both sides of the coin. Come on, man. And you didn't realize that, because you've been so focused on being this good Bible student, but you didn't realize that the same God that produced a version of the Bible, all it is a version, right? We talked about that Tinsdale and Coverdale, and we talked about the Bartholomew Bible and the Brand New Bible and all these different Bibles, and and Ethiopian Bible is probably one of the oldest. The Coptic Church is probably one of the oldest churches there is in existence. And when we start delving into this stuff, and you start realizing, man, that they selling God. Today's pastors are selling God. And you are buying it because you're information poor. You're naive. You allow them because they're smooth sayers. And you don't realize that you tone deaf, because you think what they're saying is the absolute truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because he been called. Take money out of it, then we'll see who's been called. Take money out of preaching. Take it all out, right? The D.D. Jakes, the Creflo Dollars, and Joel Osteen's, a lot of the other people, man, they gonna run and go find something else to do. Guaranteed. Remember, what was the LA preachers? Remember that? Was that the LA preachers? That right there was enough to say, hey, man, look at this here. These dudes are driving Ferraris, Lambos, Rolls Royces, and they bragging about it. And they got multiple women's, and they bragging about it. So excuse me, pardon me, please. If I just have to go on a tangent, I go from one incident to another, to another, to another, to another. There's so much to cover. We can't even cover it all in one day. But I have to attempt, at least make it thought-provoking, you know, because again, coming back to the two young ladies, our condolences to them and their family. But what is the mindset of an individual that extract violence or demonstrate violence like that? We got to protect the neighborhood from evil. You right, Rod Fresh. Wise Postman. We got to, man. We got to stop believing just because it's coming from certain white people that it's okay. Well, now watch this. This 4 extras just got out of jail, right? 4 extras, right? He just got out of jail. Now watch this. Look at this.
I spent last week complaining about how all my Crips were gone. Just like that. God got me. We're getting one back. We're getting one back. Still got 3 to pray for, but we're getting one back. God is good.
He just recognized that his avenue to being rich and making more money, his top earners just got back. That is what he's praising about. Nothing else. Trust me in that. Trust me. He can't wait to Crip Mac. Crip Mac, I'm going to tell y'all something. I looked up Crip Mac's date. Crip Mac date is January 26th. He'll probably be out in August. If he get to 6 months halfway house, he should be home in August. We don't know what his conditions will be, but I don't think that, his conditions are probably evolve around staying away from gang members and stuff like that. I don't think they will keep him from doing podcasts. Because remember, he want to get back fired to the people. He want to get pizza. He want to get $100 bills or whatever. I think he would go right back to that. And this guy, Adam, will be right there for it, man. You saw him. Let me show you again in case you missed it.
I spent last week complaining about how all my Crips were gone. Just like that. God got me. We're getting one back. We're getting one back. Still got 3 to pray for, but we're getting one back. God is good.
God is good. What they say, God is good all the time, all the time. I don't know how that is. I don't. Not when I see all the corruption and all the bad things and all this stuff that's happening in the world. I don't know about that, I beg to differ. But watch this, brother. What he got to say?
Be very careful who you talk to, because you'll never know who the informant is, who the cooperating witness may be, and you never know somebody who was a friend today may have been flipped the night before and become your enemy tomorrow.
See that? That is a very, very, very true statement. I seen it happen. I seen a dude that was just a known. He was pushing like 500 pounds on the bench press, had hands, maybe a body or 2 or whatever. And I'm not trying to put his name out there. I've seen him have all that, right? He was like Tweety Bird. I thought a bunny cat. I did. I thought a bunny cat. Man, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it till I seen it. So please don't assume nothing. Don't assume nothing, man. These people is out here deceiving you, man. They are playing games. the reindeer games that these people are playing in 2025 is astronomical. Astronomical. Yep, you got it. He was saying it like they were his property or something. Exactly. See, you picked it up. He can't help but be who himself is, guys. He is only reacting to what his white man mentality is. And if you can't see that, shame on you. Again, Crip Mac, 4 Extras, and others are very, very talented. I like the other guy when he was introduced to that guy, the 4X guy. And he tried to ask me, yeah, I heard you was about there above the shooter. He just looked at him. He didn't say nothing. He just looked at him. And then Adam asked him another crazy question. He just looked at him. And then Adam said, oh, yeah, I know. I get it. Adam was, because he was trying to catch that young man up on that show, on them wires, on them listening to all them people that's listening and catching people up on that show. Everybody that went on there, man, got problems. And the ones that don't got problems, they got to be part of the team. Big U could do us all a favor. Take it to trial. If he take it to trial, the federal government got to put all the witnesses on the stand. Every last one of them. All the snitches that's snitching, all the ones that's behind the curtain hiding, all the ones that's peeking out from behind the curtain in the corners and stuff. If he takes it to trial, all them people got to be front and center. Yep, the same guy that puts, you got to understand, man, any guy that puts his wife out there on porn like that don't care about nothing. Don't care about nothing. You got to know how to understand that. He don't care about nothing. People don't care about responsibilities. They care about numbers nowadays. That's all they do. Now, I'm not saying that's everybody because there's percentages and everything. But most of these people on these podcasts, they don't care about nothing, no responsibilities. They care about numbers. And they don't care at what cost. What's the cost, what expense. They gonna hide, lie, and play the conniving role. And like they had nothing to do with it. That's just it. They're not gonna fess up. They're not gonna give in. They're gonna be right there pretending that they didn't have nothing, absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with any of it. Why would they tell you that they had something to do with it? That blow their whole cover, right? And then, and you notice, when it all came down, what did he do? He bought Vlad, he bought Academics, he bought, what was the other white guy name? I don't even know what his name was. Somebody I don't even care about. But anyway, he bought all the white people, the big white podcasters together. And he put WAG and Academics in there. And they sat down and had this big old powwow. So, if No Jumper was going broke, guys, right? When he would have known that 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 9, going broke don't happen in one day. Again, when federal investigations come to an end, buildings, rental spaces, things that they use to help be part of the intel gathering, it's no longer useful. It's time to shut it down. It all go back to whoever owned it or whatever. Everything go back to normal. Everybody, we got the main people that we want locked up, and there may be superseding indictments coming down. I don't know. But be sure to be clear about what you're saying. Know what you're saying, and don't get outside of the law. Know what the due process is, and know what the consequences of you saying certain things on these airways. If you don't know how to speak, and you just ad-libbing or you just adding to conversation about, especially when you're talking about crimes, my general rule is really don't even talk about crimes. Talk about history. Talk about science. Talk about bettering your community. How can we be better together? Talk about stuff like that. Get away from the gossip. Get away from the minutia. Get away from the things that's just going to make everything more worse. Get away from that stuff. It's not beneficial to us. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you go to trial. They have to put everybody that's testifying, everybody that's made statements, everybody that was wearing wires and different stuff. They have to put them on. They have to put them on the stand. You have the right to face your accusers. You have a right to face them. And be going out. Might as well go out with a bang, right? And who knows? The law is very particular. And who knows? You know, it's a gamble, but why would you just lay there and take a life sentence? Or why did you just lay there and take you 58? Why would you just lay there and let them give you 30 years? You might as well just take a trial. Because guess what? When you go to trial, all your appeal rights, you keep them. You get all your appeal rights. They can't deny it. They have to allow you to file it. 2255, habeas corpus, Dita Corella, Carnovus, whatever. You can even file a mandamus. You can even file, you can have an amicus brief where friends of the court come in, everybody join in on your behalf and help file for you. So there's so many different things that's left of you when you don't, when you just don't just say, hey, I'm gonna take this 30 years. Man, if you're 20, like when JB, my homie T-Bone, Tyrone, Billy D, JB out of Frisco, Lil D, Lil Partner out of Oakland, Black out of Oakland, and Pat and Tweet and all them cats, when they was taking them 25s and 30 years, man, them cats was in their 20s. But they went to trial and got that. You understand? They lost in trial. So they retained all appeal rights. They got to file. They can file. But don't hesitate to file because they quick to say, oh, you time barred. Time barred? What does that mean? Oh, you failed to acknowledge within a year. Killer Kid, what's happening? Yeah, that's what we speaking on, bro. We speaking it was domestic violence. Definitely already that's what's in the I got kill. I got the dude, they already got the dude on a bulletin, a sheriff bulletin. Y'all can go look for it. I just didn't put it up on my channel, but they got him. They got him on their domestic violence. They got the charges. They got, extremely dangerous, armed and extremely dangerous. They got all that out there, man. And yeah, it's domestic violence. But I call it a crime of passion because it's a little deeper than that, because a crime of passion is both complex and deeply troubling due to the fact that there was another party involved. See, they ain't saying that part. There was another guy involved that the girl was seeing, and this guy couldn't handle it. Well, I would have said Cuba is fine if they would have accepted him, but more like today's terms, you wouldn't want to make it to Burkina Faso or get down this guy, what his name, the Lima guy. Burkina Faso is not playing with these people, man. They ain't accepting nothing. Everything, they're self-sufficient. They don't borrow nothing. They don't need to. That country don't owe nobody. So it's a lot of different countries you can go to, but Cuba is definitely one. Definitely. But we don't know what his finances is. We don't know if he, sometimes people be getting all this money and they be blowing it fast. Like Ricky Ross say, blowing money fast. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping work, hallelujah. I got that Archie Bunker, blowing money fast, all that. BMF. So it could be that too. We don't know. And that's the problem with a lot of black people. They want a flow show. And I'm not saying you or anybody else. It's just not about Big U. Take Big U out of it. Black people in general like the flow show. They want everybody to know they got a darn Bentley or they got a Rolex or a brand new Mercedes and all this different stuff, like that really means something. Black people buy more Mercedes, they buy more Rolexes, they buy more Cadillacs than any other group of people. I seen a dude one day riding down the street with a big ass dent in a Bentley. I ain't driving no Bentley with no dent in it, bro. Insurance should have been right there to pick that thing up and take it wherever they needed to take it to. Because matter of fact, I'm not going to be in no car without it being totally, fully insured, underinsured, underinsured, totally insured, whoever's driving it, insured, whatever. If I got to pay extra money for that, then so be it. But insurance, white people been ripping off insurance. That's why insurance is so high, because white people been whooping them the whole time. White people's insure everything. And then they'll steal it and call it insurance. They've been doing that forever. Black people just now found out about that. They've been whooping insurance companies since the 60s, whooping them. They burn down their own house. Yeah, we keep every other race of people pockets on swole. I'm telling you, they profit off our misery, our sufferings, our pain, our hurt, our anger. Whatever it is we do, they profiting off of it. It's all profit, all of it. And we sitting out here right now worrying about popping your fan and all that crap. They always find something to just distract black people, man. Black people is the man. Love to be very entertained, love to be entertained, man. But all the time, it's just a distraction. I ain't got nothing against what people got. Even when I go to church, man. If I go to church or anywhere, I'm going there to be entertained. I'm going there for the choir, the praise dancing, and if I get something from what he's saying, then so be it. But I'm not taking it wholeheartedly. I'm just not me. Do what you will with that, but not me, man. I'm walking up, man. I'm not, man. I see these people, even the guys that practice this Hebrew Israelite stuff. Man, I'm not ruining my Saturday. You're gonna ruin your Saturday because you can't touch nothing, you can't cut no lights on, you can't put everything has to be kosher, and you can't even touch a light switch. I don't know if they go sit in the sukkah like the Jews do. I don't know if they do all that, but it's just oh man, it's just too much with that, bro. Too much. It's all regimented. It's all tools to control you, to make sure you're in control. That is all. It is the greatest device that the rich people, the oligarchies, and the people that control them, the Elon Musk, that is the best thing they ever created, because it keeps you busy and keeps you not focusing on them. That's what it does. Now you go up in the church, you see all these sisters up in there shaking their groove thing. Church. You know, they turn back and look at it. While now they used to just shake it. Now they turn their head and look back at it because they can't believe how it's shaking. You know, it just, I'm like, wow, this is different right here. You know. Stripper culture is everywhere, in the church, in the stripper club, on the streets, at the motorcycle set, at the lowrider set, at the picnics. It's just everywhere. Remember the guy down in Texas had that fine dining down there, and he wanted something nice and extravagant where black people would come in and have just a really, really a great meal and listen to some great music. And them sisters jump up in there and start twerking. Man, he was so mad about that. And then they tried to come after the brother because he wanted something really nice. You know, a supper club. He didn't want nobody to come up in there, this supper club, you know, turning up. Now they out there talking about these BBLs and stuff. You know, sisters is mad. This is wow. Now the white girls is out doing the sisters and getting BBLs. Ain't nobody talking about that, but they out there, man. They getting BBLs left and right. Left and right. And the white men are mad about it because they like slim, trim, 6 o'clock, straight up and down, being pole skinny, no dips, no curves, no swerve. They don't like none of that. But the white women, man, they so fascinated with seeing how, you know, the black men reaction to these BBLs and some of these women that's walking around with all these different curves. Man, the white women, they joining the party now. So you can imagine the frustration on the white man right now with that. He's very frustrated with that. Gang members. The test run was Venezuela, right? 300 Venezuelans were shipped off to El Salvador, one of the most inhumane, harshest, critical prisons in the world. They shave your hair, they strip you down, no mattress, no pillows. The food is a bare minimum. Really, really, really harsh treatment, right? Sent them there, right? They are going to find a way to turn you into an enemy combatant. If they get to federal court to deem you enemy combatant, they will be able to sift you to Guantanamo Bay, or they're going to sift you to El Salvador to teach you a real good lesson. Don't mind me just watching. You don't even have to believe what I'm telling you. You don't have to accept what I'm telling you. But if your mindset is gang bangish, and your mindset is to the critical point that where you don't want to be nothing but, and your language, your body movement, and everything you do is gangish, gang. Come on, gang. Dead homies, Crip Street. If that's what you own, and they label you an enemy combatant, in other words, they're going to list you in the terrorist groups around the world, and they're going to ship you off to somewhere far, strange, and unusual, and they're going to do some weird things to you. And ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it. Nothing. I don't care how much whining and crying and pleading. What these people are doing right now, up there in 1600, It's unprecedented. Unprecedented. So get ready. If they took Jackie Robinson down, all his monuments, they took the highest ranking black generals down, took all of them down. They removed a lot of black history after the Smithsonian and all that different stuff. They coming for you. It's only a matter of time. Stop calling yourselves African Americans. You're not African Americans. You never been. None of you, most of us, have never been in Africa. We don't know nothing about Africa. We're Americans, and that's what we got to stand on. We got to stand on that. And the only way that's gonna work, we got to stop being Crips, Bloods, GDs, BDs, Hebrew Israelites, Christians, Muslims. We got to just rid ourselves of all that and become one thing. I don't know what it is, what you want to call it. Y'all figure it out. I'm here for it. But call it one thing and let everybody stand on that. That way we have a collective and we'll be on the same page and we move one band, one sound. That's how we got to do it. And if you don't understand that, then I guess if we're going, because you can go all the way back to Nat Turner, you go all the way back to Gabriel Processor, Demarc Bassey, Ovisan Tehran, Harriet Tubman. You can go all the way back to Paul Robeson, Frederick Douglass. You can go by Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Any one of these people, they have always found another black person. Fred Hampton, the Black Panther, they have always found another black person to undermine them brothers because of their different labels and different philosophies. But if we got one philosophy, we got one understanding, we'll be able to see who is who and know what's what. Because we don't want nobody here different. We don't want, if you're different, don't come over here. Stay over there. You can be different, but be different over there. But anyway, it's been an hour. I've been on here rambling long enough, guys. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. They're amazing, incredible. Be sure to click the notification bell. Like to try to say, be good, be safe, be smart. Give yourself a chance and stay out your own way. That's it. Let your entry be by the gate in truth and honor. Likewise, let your exit be by the gate in truth and honor. And let your Lord grant you an authority to aid you in a time of need, in your most critical hour of need. Let the Creator come in and intervene on your behalf and give you something clear, precise, and something that's going to have measure. With that being said, I am Professor Melly Mel, the Dahoodpostman. Don't mind me just watching, but go ahead and lock that door. Lock the door, Marlena. We gone.
Cali Finders, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that check with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking, and I don't talk about it. I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Bricks for the low.
Lock the door. We are gone.